Welcome back to the channel, Braves country. Look, we need to talk about what feels like a fundamental instability beneath the surface of this powerhouse roster. Despite the big signings and the hype leading into 2026, there is one gaping hole, one Achilles heel that management simply cannot ignore: starting pitching depth. We know the frontline rotation is strong: Chris Sale, Spencer Strider when healthy, and the emergence of Spencer Schwellenbach. But history tells us that relying solely on these arms is a recipe for disaster come October. Injuries have piled up, and every single contender in Major League Baseball needs an innings eater, especially one who can fill a specific southpaw void. Now, here is the shocking revelation dominating the insider circles right now, and it centers on a player who, just 2 years ago, was heralded as the future of this organization: Sean Murphy. Yes, the former All-Star catcher, signed to a 6-year, $73 million deal, is suddenly the most valuable trade chip the Braves possess, specifically because his value is currently predicated more on his contract and reputation than his recent performance. Today, we're dissecting a trade proposal that is gaining serious momentum, one that sees the Braves offload Murphy to the San Diego Padres, a team with a desperate need for a proven backstop, in return for a controllable, durable starting pitcher, J.P. Sears. And trust me, this is a move that, while painful emotionally, makes irrefutable sense for the long-term competitive health of the Atlanta Braves. Let's start with the hard facts surrounding Sean Murphy. He was an all-star in 2023, absolutely dominant. But since then, the narrative has shifted drastically. Over the past 2 seasons, Murphy has battled injuries and seen a steep decline in production at the plate, hitting below .200 in both of those campaigns. Worse still, he has failed to play in over 100 games in either season. For a catcher signed to a substantial $73 million deal, the expectation is durability and consistent offensive output. We are no longer seeing that. Furthermore, the organization's depth behind the plate has developed rapidly. The emergence of Drake Baldwin has been a game changer. Baldwin is showing serious promise, both defensively and offensively, making Murphy, frankly, expendable, a harsh word perhaps for a former All-Star, but an accurate assessment of his roster necessity given his recent injury history, including that persistent recovery from a hip issue that may keep him out of the starting lineup to begin the 2026 season. If a player is aging, struggling to stay on the field, and a younger, cheaper, high-upside option is ready to step in, the prudent front office move is to capitalize on the veteran's remaining perceived value. And the timing is crucial. Trade rumors surrounding Murphy were already hot last July, with the Padres and the Tampa Bay Rays being the most prominent suitors. The Padres still have a massive gap at the catcher position. They need a power threat behind the dish, and even a declining Sean Murphy provides an upgrade to their current situation. This need creates leverage for the Braves. So, why specifically target J.P. Sears? Sears is not an ace. We need to be clear about that. He split 2025 between the Athletics and the Padres, posting a cumulative 5.05 ERA across 134.2 innings. However, look deeper at his track record since 2023. This is a workhorse. Sears has averaged 30 starts per season, logging over 170 innings in 2 of those years. Over 558 career innings, his ERA sits at a respectable 4.53. In a world where starting pitching depth is gold, durability trumps flash, especially for a back-end rotation piece. The Braves aren't trading for an ace. They are trading for a dependable, controllable arm who eats innings and saves the bullpen. But the real kicker here is the handedness. The Atlanta Braves desperately need another southpaw starter. Currently, their established left-handed options in the rotation are Chris Sale and Joey Wentz, while the right-handed side is stacked with Strider, Schwellenbach, Grant Holmes, and Ronaldo Lopez. Balance is essential for matchups and overall bullpen management. Sears is a left-hander. He immediately slots in as a necessary middle-of-the-rotation piece, balancing out the staff and providing Snitker crucial flexibility. This isn't just about depth, it's about optimizing the pitching staff structure. Let's look at the financial implications. Murphy's $73 million deal, while not crushing, is a significant financial commitment for a player currently sidelined and underperforming his contract value. Trading him offloads that future salary commitment, providing the Braves flexibility to pivot in case of future needs, perhaps even securing another high-leverage bullpen arm or a defensive upgrade elsewhere on the roster. Sears, conversely, is a controllable asset, entering his cheaper arbitration years, offering immediate value without the substantial long-term risk associated with Murphy's remaining contract. There is also the possibility, and this is where the insider speculation heats up, that the Braves could use this leverage to sweeten the pot. If the Padres are truly desperate for a high-caliber catcher like Murphy, Atlanta could package him with one of their excess right-handed arms, perhaps a minor league prospect or a slightly higher salaried reliever, and push San Diego to include a second asset in the deal, further deepening the Braves' farm system or adding another MLB-ready piece. This is the cruel reality of elite baseball management. Sentimentality cannot dictate roster decisions. You must move a player a year early rather than a year late. Sean Murphy is a fan favorite, a genuine talent, but his current situation, the injuries, the contractual obligation, and the presence of Drake Baldwin make him the perfect, painful sacrifice required to shore up the Braves' greatest weakness: durable, left-handed starting pitching. If the Braves want to avoid another midseason scramble for a rental starter, this trade, Murphy for Sears, needs to happen now. If Atlanta fails to execute this trade, they risk heading into the 2026 season with an over-reliance on injury-prone starters and an unnecessarily expensive catcher who might start the season on the IL. It's a lose-lose proposition. Management has proven they are willing to make bold, franchise-altering moves, and trading a $73 million all-star for a reliable 4.53 ERA innings eater is exactly the kind of counterintuitive high IQ decision that separates contenders from true champions. We need to know your thoughts, Braves country. Is trading Sean Murphy for pitching depth a necessary evil, or is it a short-sighted mistake? Let us know in the comments below. Do you make this move? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're tracking this story minute by minute.